I'm Lauren.
And I'm Noel.
And we're going to introduce you to an ELR called Free Rice.
Free Rice is an educational game that also serves a charitable cause.
The original purpose was as a vocabulary exercise, but it seems that they've expanded to include other subjects as well.
And when a player answers a question correctly, a certain amount of rice is donated to someone in need somewhere in the world.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Before we decided to go to the SBCEO portal, which we had seen in the tech class, we signed in as a Dos Pueblos High School student so we could see what they would see when they entered the website. Okay.
So then we went to language arts, which is our subject, and which is the subject of the ELR that we are going to critique, which is Free Rice.
A vocabulary game. So it takes you to this first page, English vocabulary. On the left side, we see how many grains of rice you get for each correct answer. And play and feed hungry people. On the right side, it tells you how to play. You click the right answer. It's multiple choice just without the A, B, C, or D. But it's computer adaptive, so as you go along, it gets more difficult or easier depending on how you answer the questions. And I like their little warning in the bottom right-hand corner. This game may make you smarter. It may improve your speaking, writing, thinking, grades, job performance, ...
So, just to show you, let's click on Final here for last, and we get this little graphic of how many grains of rice you have donated. And so we've been playing for a little while, so we see that here it counts it by hundreds over in the corner there. It just sort of gives you a representation of the rice that you're donating.
And if you answer a question incorrectly, it will tell you the answer at the top. So we say forest means raisin, which it obviously does. It says at the top, incorrect, forest equals woods. And several questions from now, it will ask you again and give you a second try. So you get to see the answer and then try again when it comes up again. So if we keep going, atmosphere, announcement, dangerous. There. So there's forest.
So here's forest again.
And now we can answer it correctly as woods.
One of the things that we found very useful was the FAQ section, which is down here. You go through this and it answers a lot of the questions that we had about the game, even from our critique standpoint. And so everything from how will this help me in the future, to what happens when the power cuts out, or when I close my browser, will the rice still be counted? Will it still be donated? And the answer to that is yes.
And if you go back to the questions, we can see a list of the subjects that they do. They also have language learning, geography, math, humanities, English, and chemistry. We also tried out the literature section. To be honest, literature section, kind of weird.
Most of the texts are very obscure. Every once in a while you will find something by Emily Bronte, or what was it?
There was The Great Gatsby,
right.
Something that we have heard of
there would be
before.
Something.
This one we know because we've tried it before, and this bit it's kind of buggy. Even though we put the correct answer, it keeps popping up with the same question, and
we answered this question before, but we're still donating rice, so it's not really a problem.
It's not really that bad. We're feeding hungry people, but when are we going to get a new question?
Here we go.
Okay.
But again, Great Apes. I've never heard of this. All right.
So as for the criteria we came up with as a group in class, beginning with assessment, it doesn't really make data available to teachers and students. It does assess the students as they go through the questions by adapting to their answers and bringing back questions that they answered incorrectly. However, there's no tabulation of these are the ones you got right, these are the ones you got wrong.
As far as appropriate age, educational level, everything like that, it does seem to pretty much work across the board. Everyone is going to think that charity is something desirable and that you'd want to do. So it's something that has an appeal to a wide range of audience, and it's going to adjust based on your level anyway. As soon as you start answering questions, it's going to decide whether you're higher or lower level and give you those questions to practice.
So it's appropriate to each person, changes for them and with them. For standards, it does align with some of the new Common Core standards about grammar and vocabulary as well. I think we didn't look at the other subjects, so there might be more standards it aligns with for science or math for those questions.
I would imagine.
Yeah,
it would,
if it aligns in English, then it probably does as well in the other subjects. The particular ones we're looking at were demonstrate command of the conventions of standard English grammar and usage when writing or speaking, so looking at grammar, and then apply knowledge of language to understand how language functions in different contexts, so using these different words in different places, seeing how they work together in that grammar section again.
It's really not contextualized. There's no connection between the material and the graphics or anything. The only interactive element is seeing the rice bowl get more and more rice in it, which is cool.
Yeah, it's kind of satisfying.
It's definitely satisfying, which and it's cool to know that you're helping little by little someone who's in need. But as far as the actual questions, they're not contextualized.
And it's very practical. It's really easy to use. You just go on and there's a question and answer. It has the directions right on the front page that you can use.
Extremely user-friendly.
And it's very quick. You can just do one question or 10 questions or 20 questions, however many you want to do at a time. So however much time you have, you can fill it up. It worked on both of our computers, so as far as we know, it's computer-friendly.
Compatible with Macs and PCs as far as we know.
Yeah, and it makes it very clear on their About page that it's free, and they want everyone to use it and get an education.
Yeah, it's accessible from a wide range of not only computers but backgrounds. I mean, anyone can access it and understand it, and it's customizable based on your skill level and what subject you're interested in or you think you need improvement in, so that's pretty cool.
It's not particularly relevant other than the fact that you're donating to people. It doesn't, especially in the literature section, we found that it didn't really have anything to do with anything modern or even things that are done in our classes. So
it was pretty random. It seemed like it wasn't classics or contemporary works.
And the vocab is just like definition. That's it. And they pop it in there. It's kind of entertaining though. It's definitely interactive. You're clicking things, you're watching your bowl film, and it's nice to look at. Very green. Leaves in the background.
Very, very sleek, very polished. So overall, I say that it's a great review tool. It's not going to teach you a lot of new things because it doesn't employ a lot of different teaching styles or anything. It's just a review. If you learn by doing practice tests, then obviously that's going to help. But mostly it's a review tool. It helps build your vocabulary, build your grammar, spelling, conventions, skills.
And it's for a good cause.
And it's for a great cause, which is pretty cool.
Not a bad thing, yeah.
So overall, thumbs up.